So maybe let's take a look at another scenario, because if we look at a delivery note, you'll often find an order number somewhere on it. And it would actually make sense for us to say, let's extract this order number. Some customers then assign this delivery note to the corresponding order. That means if we can find the order number in this document, we can, for example, directly assign it to the order, just as an example. That would be possible, for instance. Of course, for that, we need to run part of it through OCR, because we basically have to find this order number on the document. And what would that look like in terms of the process? How can we imagine that?
Exactly. Let's take a look at that right now. That means I'm now going to switch back to our scanning interface for a moment. We're about to scan the delivery notes in bulk. We have to imagine it like this. The goods receipt has already been posted for these delivery notes, and we are also setting the delivery notes aside. However, we haven't assigned a separate barcode to them, and we want to transfer these delivery notes into the system in bulk as well. And then we have the option to use OCR to read one or more order numbers from the delivery notes so that the SAP object can ultimately be identified via the order numbers, and then through a getter link, the archived documents are finally linked.
So you're also in the right system, since we just switched over again a moment ago. Exactly, that's it.
That's basically what I just did.
So the difference is that now for this object, previously with the material document, we said scan the barcode, or during the booking process in MyGo, we said please do the barcode query here. That is no longer necessary now. Now we just use the barcode as a separator. That means that delivery notes, which can certainly be multi-page, will also have a barcode on the first page. But this is purely for separating the individual delivery notes. The assignment is done using OCR technology, for example, by reading the order number and assigning it accordingly. Let's take a look at that right now.
I'll go ahead and select the scenario here. And here, for example, with this first delivery note, the order number is located right here at this spot. Let's take a look at the second delivery note. In this case, the order numbers are actually hidden within the item positions in the item text, I just have to say. And there are also several order numbers on this document. That
would now, if I understand you correctly, mean that the second one would ultimately have to be linked to both orders.
That's right. Exactly, we have it once in the archive system, but it ultimately has two links to two SAP objects. And what is also important to me here perhaps is that you can see I have attached a barcode to the document. This barcode is not used here to later identify the SAP object. For that, we use the order numbers. This barcode simply serves as a document separator, as an indicator from the scan stack.
All right, then let's run it through and see what comes into SAP. That means this is now just the archiving process. This means, of course, that in terms of posting, you still need to have the items posted accordingly by the responsible clerk. That is, the MiGo transaction will still be carried out somewhere and will be completed accordingly. This here is just that we have a different way of ultimately getting the documents to the SAP objects, and in this example also to the purchase orders. Previously it was the material document, now we're targeting the purchase order, and of course we'll also check that via the archive link connection to the archive. So that was one of them.
Right, we need to take a look at that now. That means I am now in transaction ME22N, where we can display the purchase order. And now I'm calling up the first purchase order here. That would be number 173 here, which is your order. Now let's take a look at the attachments list here. And here we now find the outgoing purchase order, which is now listed in the attachments list for this order. And as of today, also the scanned delivery note. So,
all right, okay, let's now
do the document. Now let's take a look at the other delivery note with the two order numbers. Here is the 74 order. Attachments list. what would this one be again? And for the sake of completeness, we had 2 order numbers on the document. Now, let's just quickly pull up the N75 order for you as well, please. And then we'll also find the same delivery note again in the attachments list there. It is archived once and simply has 2 accoupling links.
Wonderful.